I don't think it's toxic to teach boys not to cry. Because the better question to me is, why are we teaching boys not to cry in the first place? And I think I've shared this with you, well, on our initial conversation was the way I teach my boy is that anything that goes on in his life, whether we're disciplining him or something goes wrong and he feels an immediate urge to cry, I tell him, feel your emotion, go through it, process it, but let crying be the last piece of tool that you grab out of your toolbox when you can't figure out what else to do. Like I'm not saying you can't cry, but don't let that be the first tool you grab and allow it to be the tool that you deal with your emotion right there and then. Think about it, process it. If you can't come to a conclusion where you can deal with it, cry. Then cry. And I try explain it to him where he can understand it. I say, crying, try relate it to your game. When you reach a level and it's really hard for you to go through it and finish that level, crying is like your reset button. You go back to the start. And that's how I feel when I go through my emotional chaotic moment. I get in my car, I can't figure it out. I have my cry, and it feels like almost like a cleanse. Okay, my brain's back to square one. I need to figure this out. But before I get to that process, I put myself through the emotional stress to elevate the way that I think about that and attack it head on. And if I can't, then I release it. And that's how I teach my son and say, hey, I don't want you to cry. I want you to think about it and take as much time as you can. When you come to a conclusion, deal with it right there and then. But if you can't come to any conclusion that you think it's viable, grab that tool, go ahead with it. And that's my perception on it. And yeah, I'm big on the tough love thing with my boy, because at the end of the day, I take my time, I balance it out. When I really find him and just he's playing his game, I grab him out and say, hey, the reason why I'm this harsh on you is because the world's going to hit you in the face even worse. It'll be 10 times. And I want the person that you look at as a leader to at least get you comfortable with how harsh the world's going to be from a place of love. And I want to equip you with all the tool so that when I'm coming at you with tough love, you're able to deal with it in the moment. So when you go out to the real world, it's automatic for you. So that's my whole perception on the whole, is it toxic? I think we should ask the question, why do we do it in the first place? And that's why I do it.
Yeah, Daniela, I love what you said, about when he's going through challenges, the first thing he shouldn't reach out to is crying. He should use, yeah, I mean, it's okay if you cry, but that shouldn't be the first thing he always rely on. And and be more logical and practical when it comes to life, instead of basing decisions on emotion.